Welcome to the BAM Trail Pro-Am Invitational on Lake Berryessa. After a grueling season across the West Coast, the top anglers are here to prove who's truly the best. The stage is set. The competition is fierce. Let's fish. Anglers competed all season long to qualify through tournaments at Shasta, Oroville, the Delta, Columbia River, and Clear Lake. BAM Pro-Am tournaments are 3 days of fishing. All pros and co-anglers compete separately on days 1 and 2, each bringing in their 5 heaviest bass both days. The top 10 from each group advance to day 3. The winners are determined by the heaviest total weight across all 3 days.
I did practice. I practiced before the off limits, and I spent the last 2 days out here. And for me, I fished on Shasta so much that I chose to kind of find the offshore bite. So I'm trying to find those deeper fish, those smallmouth or those spotted bass that are coming up and trying to feed. So I'm going to be offshore, off humps, just kind of trying to pluck them from the depths.
It's a little chilly this morning, 36 degrees. Hopefully that won't impact the fish, but I don't think it will. It's going to be a slugfest. I think it's going to take about 19 pounds a day to win. A lot of good fishing right now out there.
Championship, there's a bass cat on the line, everyone gets paid, so I mean it's a super cool deal that you guys and Mark have all put together, so we appreciate it.
Man, I don't know, I got a couple things going on here. I got some deep fish, which won't be affected by this cold front, and I got some shallow fish too, so I kind of got both things going. I'm really looking forward to running it. I mean, one of those things will work today and connect. I don't know what I'm going to have for 5 today. I mean, it could be 13 or 14. I could have 20 today, to be honest. So just got to go run everything I've found and capitalize on those fish. But everything from down baits to moving baits, I mean, I've got a lot of different stuff going all at once. So it's kind of, I need to pick the one that's going to, catch the better fish today and make it happen.
Here we go. Day 1 of the BAM Trail Pro-Am Championship is underway. Pro anglers like Greg Trouton and Jody White take advantage of early morning foggy conditions to get some healthy Berryessa bass in their live wells. With the fog lifted, let's check in with Greg Gutierrez and his co-angler, Will Wyman.
Great. Actually, he's catching fish, I'm catching fish. I got a nice fish, probably close to 3 pounds, give or take. And a lot of bites, but some of them are just short striking, and I'm getting kind of short strikes on a lot of my baits. But I think with the sun getting up a little higher, I think it'll make things a lot better. That was a heck of a cast, though, my friend. I'm not going to describe the fact that he just tried to cast, bird nest, snapped his jig off, and it flew right up there. So, well, I'm not going to give that up, but hey, it happens, man. Happens. But yeah, that's we've been having a good time. We're laughing and joking, and nobody's crying yet. Nobody's lost a giant. I lost a pretty good one right out here, but we keep talking about, we're dreaming about them 7, 8, 9 pounders here. So. Found that ledge again. Oh, little guy. Or he's just moving out at me. Little guy. Oh yeah. Oop, easy there, big fella. Giant. Yeah, he looks good. That's a good fish. Nice smallie. That's a spot. Dude, that's a giant
That's
spot.
A big one.
That's a big spot, for sure.
I just switched from my jig to the hula grub.
Yeah.
That works nicely. 3.5.
3.5? Yeah, that's a good one.
That's a good one on this lake.
Those are the kind.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. Feels like a good one. Got the sideways hook in them. Thank you, bud. Oh, got him. Go ahead. Well, I don't even know if he'll make it. Fixing to find out though. Well, little one, getting rid of him. Got a bath out of it.
Fishing a 3-day tournament is a puzzle. Let's hear how Ryan Hall is trying to solve that puzzle on Lake Berryessa.
We're catching them in waves. If we pull up on an area that has them, we can catch them pretty quick. I got a limit for about 17 pounds right now. But kind of just throwing the Picasso, we got a little tungsten finesse football jig going on right now. Green pumpkin. So we're dragging it down this point and hoping we can find some more. But we've just been bouncing around a little bit, just trying to run, cover a bunch of water and see where they're biting. Because I missed out on a day of practice yesterday from boat issues. I mean, it's got a lot of different stuff to it, so it's versatile. I'm really junk fishing right now. So having the transitions from rock to sand, shallow pockets where they might want to push bait into. I got a creek channel here that comes out way out there. So there's a lot to it. It gives me some options as I'm like slowly checking stuff throughout the day because I'm still kind of putting the pieces together on a lot of stuff.
That's a wrap for day one of the Berryessa Pro-Am Championship, presented by Tackle Warehouse and Bass Boat Technologies. Weigh-in is coming up next.
Randall and I want to talk to you real quick about choosing the right electronics mount for your bass boat.
And we know the quality and effort that Van Foster has put into this company.
So what you get is a custom fitted mount, not some mass-produced universal mount for every bass boat out there.
Seat pedestal plugs, tool holders, steering wheel spacers, and battery trays are all made with the same attention to detail that Bass Boat Technologies is known for. Check them out at bassboattech.com. You'll be glad you did.
Tackle Warehouse has been the premier online tackle shop since 2003, with a huge selection of not only the latest and greatest from the biggest brands, but the hard-to-find regional specialties as well. Tackle Warehouse. Click, save, fish.
The newest addition to the Basscat STS family is here. Introducing the Caracal STS, showcasing aggressive styling paired with enhanced performance and a continued dedication to raising the bar. Measuring in at 20 feet 2 inches with an ultra-wide 96-inch beam and rated for a 250 to 300 horsepower engine, the Caracal STS boasts agility and speed and is finished with premium features to satisfy any angler. Basscat Boats. Feel the rush.
Welcome back to the BAM Trail for the Berryessa Pro-Am Championship, presented by Tackle Warehouse and Bass Boat Technologies.
Up here on Tournament of Champions, it's Lake Berryessa, and we are here to crown a champion this weekend. But we got to start by crowning a champion by bringing guys up here and weighing them, and they got to make it through cut day tomorrow.
First up to the scales is co-angler Kirk Marshall. Kirk's 17.11 pound limit is a solid start to the championship series.
Looking for a good co-angler. I got Mr. Dante Ray coming on up here. He did that with ease, 18.85. All right, our co-angler here to my right, Mr. Mark White. Come on up here, Mark. Yes. He's got 5 fish. They go 19.36, 19.36. That is gonna put you way up at the top spot right now.
Let's take a look at the top 10 leaderboard for the co-anglers. Only an approximate half pound separates the top trio of co-anglers. Mark White leads the co-anglers with a weight of 19.36 pounds. Now for the pro-anglers. Let's bring up Ryan Hall.
No big fish, but he's got 5 fish to go 18.60, 18.60. All right, our next pro-angler coming up here, Mr. Asher Haynes. Asher, come on up, man. He's got 20.74, 20.74. He's gonna weigh that big fish. His big fish is gonna go 5.65. All right, our next pro angler coming up here, Mr. Joe Mariani. Oh man, big bag, 22.38, 22.38. You are gonna take over the day one lead right now, man, great bag.
On the pro angler side of the leaderboard, local Joe Mariani leads the 2024 BAM Pro-Am Tournament of Champions with a 5 fish limit weighing 22.38 pounds, including a big fish weighing at 5.71 pounds. Stay with us. More thrilling moments from the Berryessa Pro-Am Championship presented by Bass Boat Technologies and Tackle Warehouse are coming up next.
Hey folks, pro bass fisherman Mark Lassane here. My garage was completely cluttered with outdoor gear, but then I discovered StoreQuest self-storage. Now check out my space. It's like my own personal oasis. All my fishing rods, my gear have a home away from home. With everything neatly organized, I can spend more time doing what I love. Thanks to my StoreQuest unit, I've decluttered my life and made room for adventure.
Bass Angler Magazine brings you more. If you want to learn the latest techniques, win your next bass tournament, or simply catch more bass, then Bass Angler Magazine is for you. From California to Florida, finesse to frogging, Bass Angler Magazine is jam-packed with how-to information from the world's best pros. Published every season, Bass Angler Magazine is crammed with fresh new articles designed to help anglers of all levels learn more and catch more bass. Sign up at bassanglermag.com today. Bass Angler is also available at Tackle Warehouse, Bass Pro, Cabela's, or for your mobile device at the Apple newsstand.
Here at Bridgeford, we make all of our products with 100% American beef and pork. We source everything exclusively from the United States for our beef jerky, pepperoni, summer sausage, and salami.
We've always focused on having the highest quality products. We do that by investing in new cutting-edge technology while still trying to maintain the old world values that our great-grandfather instilled in us.
Being a family company, we like to think of a lot of our products as being for family occasions and get-togethers. We like to think of our products being made by our family for your family.
Welcome back to the Lake Berryessa Pro-Am Championship presented by Bass Boat Technologies and Tackle Warehouse. The anglers are grinding it out, searching for the bites that could make all the difference. Here's a look at the standings after day one.
My game plan is to just probably try and duplicate what I was doing yesterday. It feels a little warmer this morning, but that's probably because a little bit of wind we're expecting. So could change conditions, but I'll just adapt to whatever we have going and wherever we're fishing.
Sight fishing all day. we're in for it. We're going for the win. Yeah, no, it's going to be a grind today. I think with this colder, it's a little bit colder today than it was yesterday. I'm just going to try and drag behind him. That's all I'm set up to do. I've got a couple reaction bites, baits on, but the goal is to drag behind him.
Yeah, it's day 2 on Berryessa. We got a little bit of north wind this morning, which is typically never a good thing on Berry. Got big high pressure. It's the coldest morning we've had all week. So I'm thinking it's gonna be pretty tough today. That's kind of what I'm feeling. So we're gonna run around, hit a bunch of spots, try and get consistency is key on this lake. If you can catch them 3 days in a row consistently, you're gonna win. So that's kind of my game plan, shooting for 20 pounds today. And I think if we could get that, we'll be in good shape.
Let's get started with our second day of action on Lake Berryessa. The camera rolls out with current pro leader Joe Mariani.
When the lake turns over on Berryessa, which it just recently did, a swimbait bite turns on. You know, it gets cold, the fish they know winter's coming, so they just start feeding up, and the swimbait bite this is about when it just starts getting good. So I found this point with a bunch of big fish on it, and they're not super active. So one way to get not super active big fish is a big swimbait. You gotta trick them. That's kind of what I've been doing, and I'm dragging them through these big boulders here. Get snagged a lot, but there's big ones that live on it. Little one. Smallmouth. We'll throw him in the box just because he's a keeper. By the way that they look on the live scope right now, they don't look super aggressive this morning. That's kind of why I'm just tossing this worm around. A lot of little guys. You could come out and catch a ton of these right now. That is for sure.
As the morning bite starts to pick up with Joe, let's jump around Lake Berryessa and see what the other Pro-Am anglers are reeling in.
That'll be a good start.
There's a couple.
Throw them in. It's a better one. It's one of the ones we're looking for. Big skinny one. Big head, skinny fish. Should be a 4.5 pounder, but it's a 3.5. Pounder on the A-rig. Little 2-pounder. It's 9:30 now, and the wind's kind of picking up a little bit. We've got 5 fish in the boat. One that we would like to take to the scales. The rest we would like to get rid of. But it seems pretty tough today. I'm gonna keep running around. I'm very optimistic that the bite's gonna get better. That's how it's been the last couple days. So we're just gonna keep our head down, keep grinding, try and get a couple big bites, and we'll be in good shape. There's one right there. Little guy. But they're starting to bite the A-rig a little bit. Let's see if we can get a good one on it.
After following Joe Mariani all morning long on Berryessa, it's time for the anglers to check back in and weigh in their limits to see who will make the top 10 cut and championship Sunday.
The news continues.
Right now, news moves fast, unlike anything we've seen before. So we have to be ready.
Ready to get it to you when it happens and with the smart context you need.
Dish customers can stream us live anytime, anywhere. With the Dish Anywhere app and the Fox News app, we're there.
With real news and real honest opinion, and it's all included in your Dish service, so you don't miss a moment.
With the Dish Anywhere app or the Fox News app, you can watch live breaking news anytime, anywhere.
Competitive anglers powered by Mercury Pro XS outboards have won more bass fishing tournaments than all other brands combined. With lightning quick acceleration, legendary reliability, and lightweight design, Pro XS has everything you need to travel farther, faster, and harder.
It's the moment when everything is on the line and precision, power, and control make all the difference. A moment over 20 years in the making, anchored on loyalty, trust, and support that goes beyond all expectations. A relentless pursuit of perfection. All born from a revolutionary idea to help you rule the water. Power Pole.
Welcome back to the Bass Boat Technologies BAM Pro-Am Tournament of Champions on Lake Berryessa, presented by Tackle Warehouse. It's cut day, and only 10 co-anglers and 10 pro-anglers will move on to fish on Championship Sunday. Let's start weighing in the co-anglers. First up is co-angler Rick O'Callahan. Rick had a tough day one, but dropped 17.28 pounds on the scales, pushing him into the top 10.
I'll look over here at our next co-angler, Mr. Mark White. Come on up here, Mark. Comfortable lead. And that's how he got it, right there, everybody.
Sacking up the biggest bag on the co-side again for day two at 18.16 pounds, Mark White topped the co-angler field with a two-day weight of 37.52 pounds. Mark White, Dante Ray, and Kirk Marshall take the top three spots. Moving to the pro-angler side, first up, Asher Haynes.
7:16 is what we're looking for. 7:16, easily done. 15-12. He's out of Orangevale, California, Mr. Ryan Hall. Bring it up on the stage, Ryan. He needs 2.15. 1860 yesterday. He backs it up with 21:44 today. Great job, Ryan. Right now on the pro side, Aaron Britt has it with 6:07, but not anymore. 6:28, just turn that scale upside down. That is the new big fish leader right now. Mr. Joe Mariani, come on up here and let's weigh some fish, man. Oh, did that with ease. 19.87, everybody. Wow, that is some beautiful Berryessa bass right there.
Here's the top 10 pro anglers moving on to fish Championship Sunday. Joe Mariani held the top spot while Ryan Hall and Asher Haynes trail behind. We're stepping away for a moment, but don't go anywhere. More action from the Bass Boat Technologies BAM Trail Pro-Am Invitational when we return.
Tackle Warehouse has been the premier online tackle shop since 2003, with a huge selection of not only the latest and greatest from the biggest brands, but the hard-to-find regional specialties as well. Tackle Warehouse. Click, save, fish.
Hi, this is Josh McMurray. I'm the city manager for the city of Oakley. We're located on the Delta. We have a beautiful shoreline, and we really want to promote the city as the gateway to the Delta and showcase everything that we have to offer. We have a beautiful downtown that's expanding, brand new restaurants. What we're trying to do is build that brand to make sure that people know that you can come to Oakley and you can do everything that you want associated with the Delta, and you can still stay here, eat here, and have a good time in a very family-friendly and safe environment.
The newest addition to the Basscat STS family is here. Introducing the Caracal STS, showcasing aggressive styling, paired with enhanced performance and a continued dedication to raising the bar. Measuring in at 20 feet 2 inches with an ultra-wide 96-inch beam and rated for a 250 to 300 horsepower engine, the Caracal STS boasts agility and speed and is finished with premium features to satisfy any angler. Bass Cat Boats. Feel the rush.
Welcome back to the BAM Trail for the Pro-Am Championship on Lake Berryessa, presented by Bass Boat Technologies and Tackle Warehouse. Here's a look at the top 10 pro and co-anglers moving on to Fish Championship Sunday. Joe Mariani leads the pro angler standings with a 2-day total of 42.25 pounds, maintaining a narrow lead over the competition heading into the final day. On the co-angler side, Mark White extended his lead with a 2-day total of 37.52 pounds. As the top 10 anglers blast off on Championship Sunday, we start with 5th place pro angler Antonio Gold.
Maybe, 2010, 12, somewhere around there possibly. But so it's been fun being back here. The lake's fishing well. I've definitely gotten on some bites and practice, and yesterday, of course, it's just funny. I mean, I just couldn't make anything happen right on day one. Came in with about 10 pounds, so it was a little bit of humble pie sitting in at the bottom of the list on day one. But yesterday fished well. I had almost 22 pounds. It was nice to push all the way back up towards the top 10. And it got me to today, so I'm blessed, thankful, and just looking forward to 2025 now.
Mid-morning, we turn to day 2 leaders Joe Mariani and co-angler Mark White.
So today specifically, I just stuck to a jig. I got on my point, I threw the swim bait off it a couple times, and they just weren't really fired up. They got used to it. The first day they bit it really good. The second day they bit it all right. The third day they knew what was going on. They had it figured out. So I started dragging a jig there. I got a big bite on it yesterday. My biggest fish was on a jig on that spot in the afternoon. So I just got on that point, started dragging the jig around in the morning, and it was, for the first hour when I got there, it was almost every single cast on that jig. So that got me super comfortable to where I knew I had about 17 pounds by 8 o'clock, and I knew I was in good shape. I knew I needed one big bite.
Let's head over to Ryan Hall and Dante Ray. Ryan has been making adjustments all tournament. Can he dial in the bite for one more day?
Yeah.
Can we edit that for Dante's sake? So I probably had the most off-the-wall pattern of any of the anglers out here. I was fishing grass primarily, except for when I was throwing the jig, which was rock, hard cover. But with the lipless crankbait, I was throwing it around grass, and it was anywhere from 10 feet to, I caught my shallowest one on the live camera and 2.5 foot. Yeah, and as far as the specific baits go, I mentioned the umbrella rig, but the lipless crankbait, which was my predominant one, was a Lucky Craft LV500. It's just heavier. I could get it moving, get it to do what I needed it to do. And then on day 2, I ran into a little slump there midday, so I picked up a Picasso Lures tungsten football jig and actually filled out my limit and caught a few that actually weighed at the end of the day.
What a day on the water for Kenneth Cleveland and Rick O'Callahan. All morning long, they've been locked in, landing bass after bass with precision and skill. But the action doesn't stop here. There's plenty more fishing to come. Now let's head across the lake where Joe Mariani and Mark White have been reeling in the big ones.
Big?
Yeah. Big, dude. Pour straight up. now. Right now, get it. Boom, baby.
Nice. Good job.
Oh, that's the one we were looking for.
You just won yourself a boat, boy.
Oh.
Let it go.
That's a big in. Woo! That reason right there.
Let it go, dude.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, you guys were ready to leave to take their microphones off us, and the best thing to do when you're not actually fishing is cast a Senko out to where the fish are and just let it sit there, let it do its thing. And I casted a Senko out and I started driving my trolling motor when next thing you know, a big fish that didn't want to do much, didn't want to chase anything, just slurped that Senko up, and that's how that happened. And then I caught one other one, a 4.5 pound spot today that I rolled up on a point that typically big fish are on. Caught a lot of big fish on it, and I caught that 4.5 on a jig today, this afternoon.
We're heading into the final stretch of the BAM Trail Pro-Am Invitational. The exciting conclusion is just ahead. Stay tuned.
Randall and I want to talk to you real quick about choosing the right electronics mount for your bass boat.
And we know the quality and effort that Van Foster has put into this company.
So what you get is a custom fitted mount, not some mass produced universal mount for every bass boat out there.
Seat pedestal plugs, tool holders, steering wheel spacers, and battery trays are all made with the same attention to detail that Bass Boat Technologies is known for. Check them out at bassboattech.com. You'll be glad you did.
Hey folks, pro bass fisherman Mark Lassane here. My garage was completely cluttered with outdoor gear, but then I discovered StoreQuest Self-Storage. Now, check out my space. It's like my own personal oasis. All my fishing rods, my gear, have a home away from home. With everything neatly organized, I can spend more time doing what I love. Thanks to my StoreQuest unit, I've decluttered my life and made room for adventure.
Bass Angler Magazine brings you more. If you want to learn the latest techniques, win your next bass tournament, or simply catch more bass, then Bass Angler Magazine is for you. From California to Florida, finesse to frogging, Bass Angler Magazine is jam-packed with how-to information from the world's best pros. Published every season, Bass Angler Magazine is crammed with fresh new articles designed to help anglers of all levels learn more and catch more bass. Sign up at bassanglermag.com today. Bass Angler is also available at Tackle Warehouse, Bass Pro, Cabela's, or for your mobile device at the Apple newsstand.
This is it, the final moments of the Berryessa Pro-Am Championship. The weights are tight and it's anyone's game, but let's get to the action and crown a champion. As Day 1 leader Mark White takes the hot seat, co-angler Will Wyman is up first. And his 10.76 pound limit isn't quite enough. Rick O'Callahan comes up next.
Looking at that board right there, tells me that Mark's gonna have to step off for a minute because 13-12 is gonna take that hot seat right now.
Co-anglers Joe Cote and Craig Main didn't have enough to take the hot seat, but Randy Marshall's 3-day total of 39.82 pounds does. The co-anglers that are left quickly take over the lead one after the other, as Dante Raid comes up next.
13.31's what he's gonna have. Great job, man, good fish.
Dante takes the hot seat with 44.11 pounds. Last up, Day 2 leader, Mark White.
Get ready. He's looking for 660 on the scale. Oh, it is so close. 9.37 means that he is your new co-angler champion, Mr. Mark White.
Yeah, so for me, knowing this lake, I knew that, big fish eat two things in this lake, and that's trout and crawdads. Had conditions set up well for a jig bite, and as a co-angler, couldn't really fish a trout type bait, right? Because I'm from the back of the boat. So I knew I needed to live with that jig in my hand. I knew I could catch them on a Neko-rig or a shaky head or drop shot, but I knew my chances of catching quality fish weren't gonna be there. So, to me it was 95% of the time that jig rod lived in my hand, and it paid off.
Now it's time to crown a pro-angler champion and award a brand new Basscat boat powered with a Mercury outboard. First up is Greg Tredden, and Greg comes up just short of taking over the hot seat. Kenneth Cleveland is the first angler to grab the hot seat from Joe. The hot seat quickly rotates out with William Ponting and Mark Crutcher.
Uh-oh, 21.18. He has definitely topped that one. That is some great weight right there, man.
Mark Crutcher's big weight holds off Antonio Gold and Steve Hoover.
1673 is what he's going to need. He's been in that chair before. He's taken that trophy home before. He's taken Angler of the Year before. But that's all before. Today's the day he needs it the most. Chris Parks, come on up here. 1971, good year. 1971's what he's got right there. Chris, great job.
There was a lot of different things going on. I had some shallow fish, I had some fish in creeks, on rock piles, on points, suspended under docks. Like I had a whole bunch of stuff to run. Kind of ran it all, and just, you'd stumble across one or two areas a day that were just good enough to get you 2 or 3 better bites. I had 2 rock piles that I thought in practice I found that were truly winning caliber. I mean, there was 30 to 50 fish on these piles, and they were 3 to 6 pounds. And you could just see that they were really good ones. They just didn't bite very well. I could pull up and maybe get one to go, and then the whole school would shut down. Some of the guys said they were on schools that just kept biting. Mine were kind of one and done. But I ran a flutter spoon for some suspended fish. I ran a biffle head with a baby brush hog on the back, and then I ran a worm, and just kind of rotated between those 3. I weighed everything in on those 3 baits.
Asher Haynes brings his limit up next.
10.88, 10.88, not quite there. Our next angler is going to need 13.73, everybody. He had 40.04 over 2 days. 1860, 2144. That's an upward trend. Ryan Hall, come on up here. 1373 is what we're looking for. 1819 is what he brought up here. Great job, Ryan. And we're going to bring Joe Mariani back up on the stage. He needs 15.99, everybody. Get ready. He needs 15.99 to take home that championship. They can see it. 15.99 is what he needs. Uh-oh. 22.31. Joe Mariani goes wire to wire, takes the championship home. That is your new champion right there.
Coming into this season, I drew this one up on the calendar. I marked it off. This was the one that I knew I had a shot at winning. Like I was saying earlier, there's never been a Pro-Am event on Berryessa since I started fishing. This was my first one ever. I know 3 days on Berryessa, I've said it time and time again, that 3 days on Berryessa is tough to catch them. The fish don't reload, you gotta have a bunch of stuff. And I'm actually surprised at how good I caught them. It worked out way better than I had planned. I thought 18 a day would win the tournament, but props to Ryan Hall. He caught them phenomenal the first 2 days. He even caught them good. 18 pounds on the final day. He put the pressure on me. He made me have to catch them. And luckily today worked out. It was pretty special. So the weather changed every single day. One morning was cold. The next morning it was 40 degrees with wind. The next morning we had cloud cover, we had fog, we had a little bit of everything. And it was kind of just, I fished here so much, I fished a lot of tournaments on this lake. It was kind of just how I felt. It was, if I was going out in the morning and I felt that the bite was gonna be good, I hit spots that I knew big fish would be feeding on, and that's kind of what I did. And I tried to salvage every day that I could. If I could get a big bite, that was just a big bonus for me, because I knew I could catch 3.5 pounders. So yeah, with the weather changing like it did, it made it was a very interesting event, that's for sure.
Lake Berryessa is officially wrapped up. The BAM Trail continues with the Super 60, presented by Bass Boat Technologies and Tackle Warehouse. Visit our website for the full schedule of BAM Trail stops on the West Coast and learn more about the Super 60.
Forged from the harshest environments, Dakota lithium batteries are built to endure. Engineered with lithium iron phosphate, they give you twice the runtime, at half the weight, last 5 times longer, and provide exceptional lifetime value.
Let's go!
Backed by an 11-year warranty, they keep you on the water from sunup to sundown. Go further. last longer. Play harder.
Hey, Northern California bass anglers. Ready to elevate your fishing game? Ford Fairfield partners with Bass Angler Magazine to offer top-notch trucks tailored for your needs. Our simple pricing ensures a fair deal and exceptional service. We live and breathe bass fishing, participating in local tournaments to understand exactly what you need so you never miss a good bite. Visit Ford Fairfield today and let's hit the water together.
Tackle Warehouse has been the premier online tackle shop since 2003, with a huge selection of not only the latest and greatest from the biggest brands, but the hard-to-find regional specialties as well. Tackle Warehouse. Click, save, fish.